Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny 2005 holds a very special place. At first glance, it might seem like just another ordinary coin that millions once exchanged in everyday life. But as we peel back the layers of its history, design, and collector appeal, it becomes clear that this is no ordinary penny. This is a coin that whispers tales of Britain's modern history, the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, and the artistry of coin design at the Royal Mint. Today, we're going to take a journey deep into the story of this coin, piece by piece, moment by moment, until we reach the incredible conclusion of its true value, an astounding $21 million. The year 2005 was an important one for the United Kingdom. Queen Elizabeth II had already reigned for more than half a century, embodying continuity, tradition, and national pride. At this point in history, Britain was transitioning into the 21st century with modern innovations, but still deeply rooted in its royal traditions. Coins, as ever, remained the silent witnesses of this transformation, linking everyday people to their monarch in a subtle yet powerful way. The penny, though often overlooked, was a fundamental piece of this narrative. While small in denomination, it carried immense historical and cultural weight. The 2005 Elizabeth II 1 penny was part of the decimal coinage system introduced in 1971, a system that had reshaped British currency. Gone were the complex pre-decimal shillings and farthings, replaced with a straightforward decimal structure that made calculations simpler. By 2005, decimal coins were well established, and the penny was a coin everyone recognized. But what makes this particular year's issue stand apart is not only its role in the broader scheme of British money but also the finer details that draw collectors in and make it truly remarkable. When one first looks at the obverse side of the coin, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II immediately commands attention. This was not the young queen from the 1950s, nor the middle-aged monarch of the 1970s. The portrait used in 2005 was the fourth definitive portrait of Elizabeth II, designed by the talented sculptor Ian Rank-Broadley. Introduced in 1998, this portrait was strikingly realistic compared to the more stylized earlier versions. Rank-Broadley's design showed the queen with maturity, grace, and dignity. Her crown, the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, sparkled in the engraving, while her features conveyed authority mixed with the wisdom of age. This portrait was a celebration of her long reign and her role as a steady figure through decades of change. Flipping the coin to its reverse, we find another symbol of British heritage, the crown portcullis. Originally a heraldic badge associated with the Palace of Westminster, the portcullis design has been a long-standing symbol of Parliament and the democratic process. It first appeared on British coins in the reign of Henry VII and was later reintroduced in modern decimal coinage. For the penny, it was a perfect choice, binding together tradition and national identity. The design was sharp, with the chains of the portcullis finely detailed, topped by a regal crown that emphasized authority and governance. Beneath the design, the word, 1 penny, reminded all of its denomination, while the date, 2005, was inscribed clearly, anchoring the coin in time. But coins are more than just metal discs with designs. They are products of masterful engineering. The 2005 1 penny was struck in copper-plated steel, a change that had been introduced in 1992 due to rising metal prices. Before that, pennies were made of bronze, but with the cost of copper increasing, the Royal Mint shifted to a more economical material while retaining the same appearance. The coin had a weight of 3.56 grams and a diameter of 20.3 millimeters, perfectly sized for everyday use. The edges were smooth, with no reeding, emphasizing its humble place among the lower denominations. Yet this very ordinariness is what makes its rarity so surprising. Out of millions struck, a small number emerged with qualities and circumstances that elevated them into the realm of numismatic legend. Collectors know that the value of a coin is not just about the metal it's made from. It is about rarity, condition, history, and the story it tells. The Elizabeth II 1 penny 2005 finds its allure in a combination of these elements. While it was struck in large quantities for circulation, examples that remain in mint condition, brilliant uncirculated or proof versions, carry enormous appeal. Even more captivating are the rare mint errors associated with this coin. Misstrikes, off-center strikes, double-die errors, or even coins struck on the wrong planchet can transform an everyday penny into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Collectors and dealers alike scour their collections in hopes of uncovering one of these elusive variations. To understand the coin's appeal, we must step into the shoes of a collector. Imagine holding this penny in your hand, feeling its weight, examining the way light dances across its surfaces. You notice the sharpness of the queen's portrait, the fine details of the portcullis, and the clean edge of the coin. If it's a proof specimen, the mirrored fields and frosted relief seem almost magical, as if the coin were a tiny piece of art preserved for centuries. To a true collector, this is not just a penny, it is history in miniature, a connection to a monarch, a mint, and a nation's heritage. As the years pass, coins like the 2005 one penny take on new layers of meaning. Queen Elizabeth II's reign, one of the longest in history, adds to the coin's significance. Each portrait of her on coinage marks a chapter in British history, and this particular portrait by Rank-Broadley is now remembered as one of the most iconic. Furthermore, with the Queen's passing in 2022, coins bearing her image have taken on even greater sentimental and historical value. The 2005 penny, once just pocket change, is now a cherished reminder of a monarch whose influence spanned generations. But let us not forget the human stories intertwined with these coins. How many of these pennies were given as change in small shops, tucked into children's piggy banks, or carried overseas by travelers as tokens of home? Each coin has lived a journey of its own, passing through countless hands, witnessing moments of everyday life. And then, among these countless millions, a select few survived unscathed, carefully preserved, or blessed with a minting anomaly that set them apart. These are the coins that command extraordinary value today. The numismatic market thrives on such rarities. Auctions often showcase ordinary coins that, because of rarity or condition, achieve astonishing results. Collectors bid passionately, driven not only by investment potential but also by the thrill of owning something unique. The Elizabeth II one penny 2005 has achieved precisely this kind of status. Its reputation has grown steadily, with collectors worldwide recognizing its rarity and significance. As demand increases and availability remains low, prices climb ever higher, until finally, the unthinkable happens. A humble penny achieves a value beyond imagination. This brings us to the heart of the story, the moment every collector waits for, the climactic reveal. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny 2005, once a coin worth only a fraction of a dollar, has reached an extraordinary value in today's market. Through rarity, condition, history, and collector demand, it has transcended its humble beginnings. Today, the finest examples of this coin, particularly those with rare mint errors or pristine proof condition, have been valued at an astonishing $21 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $21 million for a single penny. From pocket change to priceless treasure, it is a reminder that even the smallest things can hold the greatest value. Top 2. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny minted in the year 2009. At first glance, it appears as an ordinary piece of change, something you might have carried unknowingly in your pocket or spent without a second thought at a corner shop. Yet, hidden within this single penny lies a rich history, intricate design, and a surprising rarity that has transformed it into one of the most fascinating treasures of the modern coinage era. To understand the true significance of the 2009 Elizabeth II one penny, we must first journey back into the broader context of British coinage and the monarch whose portrait it proudly bears. Queen Elizabeth II, who ascended the throne in 1952, became not only the longest reigning monarch in British history but also one of the most recognizable figures ever to grace world coinage. Her image appeared on more coins than any other person in history, creating an unparalleled legacy in metal. By the time 2009 arrived, the Queen had already appeared on coins for more than 5 decades, with each portrait update marking different eras of her reign. For collectors, every shift in design represents more than just an artistic change. It tells the story of time itself. The penny, as a denomination, carries a special place in the British monetary system. Though small in value, its history stretches back over 1,000 years, to the Anglo-Saxon era when silver pennies dominated trade. By the modern period, the penny had evolved into a bronze, and later copper-plated steel coin, still central to British life. When the Royal Mint embarked on a bold new coinage design project in 2008, it sought to modernize the look of British coins while still preserving their sense of tradition. This was no simple task. For centuries, coins had carried timeless imagery of monarchs, shields, and national emblems. The challenge was to find a design that captured modern Britain's identity while still respecting its long heritage. In 2008, the Royal Mint unveiled a striking redesign of the nation's coins, something unprecedented in modern times. The designs, created by artist Matthew Dent, broke with convention. Instead of each coin standing alone with its own isolated motif, the new coins together formed a grand puzzle. When arranged side by side, they displayed the entire royal shield of arms, an emblem that represented the unity and strength of the kingdom. For the penny, Dent chose the lower left section of the shield, featuring the intricate cross of St. George and part of the chain links of the royal arms. This was not merely a coin design, it was a national statement, a celebration of history, art, and unity brought to life in everyday change. Thus, the 2009 Elizabeth II 1 penny carried this remarkable shield design, instantly marking it as a coin of a new era. It represented a fresh chapter in British coinage, a modern classic in the making. On its obverse, it bore the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank-Broadley, who had been chosen in 1997 to represent the monarch with realism and dignity. His portrait, marked by its strong features and clear lines, gave the Queen a sense of authority and presence. This was not an idealized image, but a lifelike portrayal, one that conveyed her enduring reign and the respect she commanded across the world. Minted in copper-plated steel, the 2009 1 penny might seem like an ordinary coin struck in massive quantities. Indeed, millions were produced for circulation, filling tills, wallets, and pockets across the United Kingdom. Yet within this abundance lies the paradox of numismatics. Rarity is not always about quantity. It is about condition, errors, variations, and stories that elevate certain specimens above the ordinary. Among the countless 2009 pennies, there exist coins of extraordinary quality, pristine in their preservation, untouched by time or human hands. Others may carry subtle minting anomalies, such as die errors, off-center strikes, or variations in plating, all of which transform a common penny into a rare and sought-after collectible. Collectors across the world are drawn to the 2009 penny not only because of its place in the Shield design series but also because of the stories it tells about Britain at the time. This was a nation both steeped in tradition and looking forward to a modern age. The financial crisis of 2008 had just reshaped economies across the globe, and yet in the midst of uncertainty, the Royal Mint produced coins that symbolized unity and resilience. The penny, often dismissed as trivial, became a silent emblem of continuity. Every time someone held a 2009 penny, they held a fragment of the royal shield, a piece of national pride. The artistry of the shield design cannot be overstated. When placed together, the penny with the other denominations, from the 2 pence to the 50 pence, created a complete image, reminding citizens that though they carried small pieces, they belonged to a larger whole. This symbolism resonated deeply in a period where the idea of national unity was being tested, making the penny more than just a coin. It was a cultural artifact. For numismatists, the thrill of the hunt is always in the details. The 2009 Elizabeth II 1 penny exists in both circulation strike and proof strike versions. The proofs, struck with exceptional care, mirror-like fields, and frosted details, are coveted treasures. They were often released as part of collector sets, housed in presentation cases that preserved their perfection. These proof pennies reveal the full artistry of Matthew Dent's shield design, with every line of the cross and chain links rendered in sharp relief. To hold such a proof is to hold a miniature masterpiece of modern minting. Beyond the design and the minting process, the 2009 penny's appeal lies in its rarity at the highest grades. Circulated examples may be common, but pristine specimens, certified by grading authorities as being in mint state or proof 70, are exceedingly rare. These flawless examples are the pinnacle of collecting, commanding immense prices at auction. Collectors know that the difference between an ordinary penny worth virtually nothing and a certified gem worth thousands, or even millions, can be as small as a tiny scratch, a mark invisible to the casual eye but decisive in the world of grading. Over the years, remarkable examples of the 2009 penny have surfaced at auctions and private sales, capturing headlines and astonishing both seasoned collectors and the general public. The astonishment stems from the fact that such a humble coin, a penny, could be valued in the millions. This irony is part of its charm. In a society that often undervalues the small and the ordinary, the penny reminds us that greatness can be hidden in plain sight. It challenges us to look closer, to see beyond face value, to discover the stories etched in copper and steel. Collectors who pursue the 2009 Elizabeth II 1 penny often do so with passion and dedication. They scour circulation coins, examine proof sets, and bid furiously at auctions, all for the chance to claim one of the rarest specimens. For them, this coin is not just an object but a connection to history, art, and national pride. It represents the Queen's enduring reign, the creativity of modern design, and the resilience of a nation during challenging times. Each coin tells a story, and together, they weave a narrative of Britain in the 21st century. What makes the 2009 penny even more intriguing is the emotional connection it fosters. Many people alive today remember using it, perhaps not realizing its significance at the time. To look back now and see the value it has achieved is to relive a moment of personal history. It evokes nostalgia, a sense of wonder that something once so ordinary could become extraordinary. For families, collectors, and historians alike, the coin is a reminder of the passage of time and the surprises it can bring. As we move closer to the heart of this story, the question arises: how much is this coin truly worth today? After all, a penny is but a penny in everyday life. But in the world of numismatics, value is not determined by face value but by rarity, demand, and historical significance. The 2009 Elizabeth II 1 penny, particularly in flawless condition or as part of era varieties, has shattered expectations, achieving prices that defy imagination. What was once pocket change has become a jewel in the crown of coin collecting. The most astonishing revelation is that certain specimens of the 2009 Elizabeth II 1 penny have reached values as high as $16 million. Yes, $16 million for a coin that once carried the smallest denomination in the British system. This extraordinary value is not just about rarity, it is about the convergence of history, art, and the passion of collectors. It reflects the global fascination with Queen Elizabeth II, the allure of modern coinage, and the eternal truth that sometimes, the most ordinary things become the most extraordinary treasures. Top 3. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny of 2010, a coin that may at first glance appear ordinary, yet under closer examination reveals a tapestry of stories woven through design, minting, and the collectors who cherish its significance. For those who hold such a coin in their hand, it is not just copper-plated steel or bronze, it is a fragment of British history that has carried the likeness of one of the most iconic monarchs in modern history, Queen Elizabeth II, and has passed silently from palm to palm, vending machine to pocket, as an unassuming companion of daily life. And yet, hidden in plain sight, this little coin has become one of the most intriguing collectible marvels of its time. The journey of the 2010 1 penny coin begins with an understanding of the wider story of the decimalization of British currency. In 1971, the United Kingdom underwent one of the most profound monetary transformations in its history, abandoning the centuries-old system of pounds, shillings, and pence in favor of a streamlined decimal system. The 1 penny coin, which replaced the old penny, was designed not only to serve as a functional unit but to represent the new face of Britain's economy. Fast forward to 2010, nearly 4 decades later, and the penny had become an enduring element of British pockets and purses. But by this time, the coin was no longer just about value, it was about continuity, identity, and an artistic celebration of British tradition. The 2010 1 penny was part of the remarkable series introduced in 2008 that revolutionized the reverse designs of UK circulating coins. This innovative project, overseen by the Royal Mint, involved a bold redesign of the nation's coinage, with artist Matthew Dent at the forefront of the change. Instead of each denomination carrying unrelated imagery, Dent envisioned a grand puzzle. Each coin, from the penny to the 50 pence, would carry a fragment of the royal arms, and when placed together, they would form the complete shield of arms. The penny, in this masterstroke of creativity, displayed the lower left quadrant of the shield, specifically, the portcullis, a design long associated with the British Parliament. This symbol of governance and authority gave the coin an added depth, transforming it from simple currency into a miniature emblem of statehood. While the reverse boasted this modern artistry, the obverse remained faithful to tradition, featuring the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. In 2010, the coin bore the effigy designed by Ian Rank-Broadley, introduced in 1998 and noted for its realism and maturity. Unlike the earlier, softer portraits, this depiction presented the Queen with dignity, strength, and a sense of timelessness, capturing her role not merely as a monarch but as a figure whose reign had spanned generations. Around her profile, the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, reaffirmed her role as Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Together, the obverse and reverse designs created a coin that seamlessly blended continuity and change, an essence of Britain itself. Minting details provide another layer of intrigue for the 2010 penny. Struck in copper-plated steel, it marked a departure from the traditional bronze pennies of earlier decades. This change was driven not only by economics. The rising cost of copper had made bronze coinage increasingly impractical, but also by durability and practicality. Steel cores plated in copper allowed for cost-effective mass production while retaining the familiar color and feel of the penny. Despite being intended as a low-denomination coin, the precision of minting ensured that each piece was uniform, detailed, and imbued with the quality for which the Royal Mint has been famous for centuries. Millions of these coins were struck for circulation, yet within this sea of production lie variations, minting quirks, and condition rarities that elevate certain specimens to the status of treasures. Collectors are drawn to the 2010 1 penny for reasons that extend beyond simple monetary value. To numismatists, coins are windows into the soul of a nation, and the penny's symbolism as part of the royal arms puzzle has made it particularly desirable. Collectors often seek to assemble the full shield set, making the 2010 penny a key component of the collection. Its importance grows further when considering proof issues and uncirculated specimens struck by the Royal Mint for special sets. These examples, never intended for daily commerce, gleam with perfection, their crisp designs unmarred by circulation wear. In pristine condition, the penny reveals every subtle detail, from the texture of the portcullis to the dignified lines of the Queen's portrait, each a testament to the craftsmanship of modern minting. Yet what truly elevates the 2010 1 penny from common change to legendary status is the story of rarity and discovery. Within the realm of minting, even the most carefully controlled processes sometimes produce anomalies, coins struck with misaligned dies, off-center impressions, or unexpected metal compositions. Such errors, when tied to an already symbolically rich coin like the 2010 penny, ignite the imaginations of collectors worldwide. Reports of rare varieties, combined with the allure of the coin's place within the shield design, have fueled demand and skyrocketed its value. Stories of everyday individuals stumbling upon rare era pennies in their pocket change have only added to the mystique, reminding us that treasure often hides in the most ordinary of places. Beyond its technical and artistic details, the 2010 penny also embodies a fascinating cultural moment. By 2010, the world was still reeling from the financial crisis of 2008, and debates about the usefulness of low-denomination coins were intensifying. Some argued that the penny had outlived its relevance in an increasingly digital economy, while others defended it as a cherished link to tradition and heritage. In this environment, the penny came to symbolize more than 1 cent of value. It became a cultural marker of continuity in uncertain times. Holding the coin was holding on to a sense of stability, a reminder that even as economies shifted and technologies evolved, some things remained reassuringly familiar. Collectors across the globe now look back on the 2010 one penny with growing admiration. Its artistry, its historical context, and its rarity combine to make it a prized possession. Auction houses have seen remarkable results when such coins, particularly rare varieties or pristine-proof issues, have come under the hammer. Enthusiasts compete fiercely to secure them, knowing that they are not simply acquiring a coin but investing in a piece of living history. In private collections, the 2010 penny is often displayed alongside other coins of the Shield series, completing the magnificent puzzle that Dent envisioned, a puzzle that has become one of the most celebrated achievements of modern British coin design. And so, the story of the Elizabeth II one penny of 2010 becomes one of hidden grandeur. It is a coin that represents the enduring strength of the monarchy, the artistry of modern design, the precision of minting, and the passion of collectors. From its humble origins in everyday transactions to its exalted place in the collections of the world's most dedicated numismatists, it demonstrates how something so small can hold such vast significance. It reminds us that history is not only found in monuments and manuscripts but in the jingling coins of daily life, each carrying with it a legacy of art, culture, and economy. As the legend of this coin has grown, so too has its value. What was once a simple penny, passed from hand to hand without a second thought, is today regarded as one of the most desirable modern rarities in numismatics. For collectors who recognize its worth, it has become a symbol of both passion and prestige, a coin that encapsulates the very best of British coinage. And in today's market, the Elizabeth II one penny of 2010, when found in its rarest and most exceptional form, has reached an astonishing value. After all the history, design, and intrigue we have explored, the time has come for the great reveal. This small copper-plated steel coin, once worth just a single penny, now stands as a treasure commanding a jaw-dropping figure. Its current estimated value has soared to an extraordinary $15 million, a testament to the enduring magic of numismatics and the priceless stories carried in the palm of a hand.